I said the sparrow with my bow and arrow. We were shooting some arrows at yonder ash. Robin was after one as quick as a flash. He flew so fast he nearly bust. He was quicker than the arrow and he got there first. It was very disconcerting, I didn't mean to hurt him. Who saw him die? Who saw him die? I said the fly with my little eye, and I'm pretty sly. I'm a very sly guy. I'll testify, fellow to see, and then Mr. Sparrow will get off scot-free, but you'll have to pay me a suitable fee. Oh, I'm very sly. I'm a very sly guy. And who'll be the parson? I said the rook with my bell and my book. I'll be the parson, yes, I'll be the priest. I'll preach the good word to every bird, and I'll pray for the dear deceased. There are wonders in heaven and terrors in but who told I said the bull because I can pull, because I can pull. I'll toll the nail, I ring a farewell. He knows that I've a ring stuck in my nose, and there's a bull ring in nearly every tongue of the nose. Oh, there's nothing like a bull to give a good pull, 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 pull. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Who'll be the mourner? Who'll be the mourner? I said the dove, I mourn for my love. No more will he soar through the soft clouds above. Every bird in the sky has a tear in his eye for the end of a friend with no time to say goodbye. But we must be brave. Who will dig the grave? I said the owl with my spade and trowel. I'm a wise old creature and I'm very pleased to meet you. You can leave the job to me, and I will do it to a T. The grave is just as good as made as soon as I can find my spade. And before you can say Cock Robinson, it will be all over and the job will be done, and this poor little bird will be decently interred. and this poor little bird will be decently interred. Will be decently interred. Will be decently interred. All the birds of the air fell a sighing and a sobbing when they heard of the death of poor Cock-a-Robin. When they heard of the death of poor Cock-a-Robin. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle up to his middle and never went there again. And never went there again. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester, Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle up to his middle and never went there again. And never went there again. And never went there again. And never went there. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before a king? The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out her clothes. When came a blackbird and pecked off her nose, pecked off her nose. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish? Wasn't that a dainty dish? Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before a king? Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. Lend me 5 shillings, say the bells of St. Helen's. When will you pay me, says the bell of Old Bailey. When I grow rich, say the bells of Shoreditch. When will that be, say the bells of Stepney. I do not know, says the great bell of Bow. Pancakes and fritters, say the bells of St. Peter's. 2 sticks and an apple, say the bells of Whitechapel. Old Father Baldgate, say the slow bells of Aldgate. Kettles and pans, say the bells of St. Anne's. Pokers and tongs, say the bells of St. John's. Brickbats and tiles, say the bells of St. Giles. Here comes a candle to light you to bed, and here comes a chopper to chop, 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 chop. Chop off your head. Matilda told such awful lies, it made one gasp and stretch one's eyes. Her aunt, who from her earliest youth had kept a strict regard for truth, attempted to believe Matilda. The effort very nearly killed her. Now once towards the close of day, Matilda, growing tired of play, and finding she was left alone, went tiptoe to the telephone and summoned the immediate aid of London's noble fire brigade. From Putney, Hackney, Downs and Bow, courage, highs and hearts aglow, they galloped, roaring through the town. Matilda's house is burning down, Matilda's house is burning down, Matilda's house is burning down. They ran their ladders through a score of windows on the ballroom floor, and through peculiar paints to souse the pictures up and down the house until Matilda's aunt succeeded. In filming them they were not needed, and even then she had to pay to get the men to go away. It happened that a few weeks later, her aunt went off to the theatre, to see the entertaining play, the second Mrs. Tanqueray. That night a fire did break out. You should have heard Matilda shout. You should have heard her scream and bawl, and throw the window up and call. And every time she shouted, "Fire!" the people answered, "Little liar." And therefore when her aunt returned, Matilda and the house were Little Jack Horner, little Jack Horner, little Jackie Horner sat in the corner, eating his Christmas pie, eating his Christmas pie. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating his Christmas pie, his Christmas pie. He pulled in his thumb, he pulled in his thumb, pulled out a plum, and pulled out a plum, and pulled out a plum, and said, and said, and said, and said, and said, what a good boy am I, what a good boy am I. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum, he put in his thumb and pulled out a plum, and said, what a boy, and said, what a boy, what a good, good boy am I. Little Jack Horner, little Jack Horner, little Jackie Horner sat in the corner, eating his Christmas pie, eating his Christmas pie. He pulled in his horn and pulled out a plum, and said, what a good, good boy am I, what a good, good boy am I. There was a jolly beggar, he had a wooden leg, lame from his cradle and forced for to beg, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. A bag for his oatmeal, another for his salt, and a long pair of crutches to show that he can halt, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. A bag for his wheat, another for his rye, and a little bottle by his side to drink when he is dry, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. I begged for my master and got him sore a pelt, but goodness now be praised, I'm begging for myself, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. In a hollow tree I live and pay no rent, Providence provides for me and I am well content, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. Of all the occupations, a beggar's is the best, for whenever he is weary, he can lay him down to rest, and a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. I fear no plots about me, I live in open cell. Then who would be a king, lads, when a beggar lives so well? And a-begging we will go, we'll go, we'll go, and a-begging we will go. A good roaring fire and a kettle on the boil, it makes a man feel jolly when he's done his daily toil. Oh, a tidy smiling wife and a clean hearthstone, oh, it's very, very cosy when a fella comes home. 3 or 4 around it and a good bit on the board, it makes a fella happy as the daddy of the Lord. Oh, a tidy smiling wifey and a clean hearthstone, oh, it's very, very jolly when a fella comes home. To meet your wife in kindness and to see the children run, your house is like a palace and you never need to roam. Oh, a tidy smiling wife and a clean hearthstone, oh, it's very, very cosy when a fella comes home. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Jack and Jill, Jack and Jill, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack and Jill went up to fetch a pail. Went up to fetch a pail of water. Jack went up, Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown. Broke his crown. Jack fell down and broke his crown. And Jill came tumbling after, and Jill came tumbling after, came tumbling, tumbling, tumbling after. Jill came tumbling, tumbling after. Jill came tumbling after, came tumbling after, and Jill came tumbling, and Jill came tumbling, tumbling, tumbling after. Mother Hubbard, she went to the cupboard to fetch her poor dog a bone. The cupboard, the bone, the cupboard, the bone, to fetch her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, but when she got there, the cupboard was bare. The cupboard was bare. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare. The cupboard was bare. But when she got there, but when she got there, the cupboard was bare. The cupboard of the Hubbard, the dog, the bone of the Hubbard, the cupboard was bare. And so the poor dog had none. The chief defect of Henry King was chewing little bits of string. At last he swallowed some, which tied itself in ugly knots inside. Physicians of the utmost fame were called at once, but when they came, they answered as they took their fees, "There is no cure for this disease. Henry will very soon be dead. His parents stood about his bed, lamenting his untimely death, when Henry, with his latest breath, cried, "Oh, my friends, be warned by me that breakfast, dinner, lunch, and tea are all the human frame requires." With that, the wretched child expired. You've heard of the wondrous crocodile and the thundering great sea snake. No doubt it's often made you smile and caused your sides to ache. Now I've got one that'll make you laugh for a month to come or nigh. So listen while I tell you about a stunning great meat pie. With a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la, with a fa-la-doo-da-day, with a fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, with a fa-la-doo-da-day. You may guess it was a tidy size. It took a week to make it, a day to carry it to the shop, and just a week to bake it. Oh, had you seen it, I'll be bound your wonder you'd scarce govern. They were forced to break the front wall down to get it into the oven. Fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day. It took full 30 sacks of flour, it's a fact now that I utter, 300 pails of water too, and 100 tubs of butter. The crust was nearly 7 feet thick and couldn't easy bruise it, and the rolling pin was such a size that it took 12 men to use it. Fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day. There were 25 spare ribs of pork, I'm sure I'm not mistaken, with 32 hams from York and 20 sides of bacon. The pie was made by 50 cooks, and all of them first-raters, and then they filled up all the nooks with a ton of kidney taters. Fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day. When word was given, a general rush took place to hack and hew it. They clambered up outside the crust to get their knives into it. When all at once the crust gave way, it's true, I'll stake my Davy, and 95 poor souls, they say, were drowned in the gravy. Fa-la-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day, fa-la-la-doo-da-day. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are, you are, you are, what a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, too long we have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day, to the land where the bong tree grows. And there in a wood a piggy wig stood with a ring at the end of his nose. His nose, his nose, with a ring at the end of his nose. Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. So they took it away and were married the next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon. And hand in hand on the edge of the sand they danced by the light of the moon. The moon, the moon. They danced by the light of the moon. Said the table to the chair, you can hardly be aware how I suffer from the heat and from chilblains on my feet. If we took a little walk, we might have a little talk. Pray let us take the air, said the table to the chair. Said the chair unto the table, now you know we are not able. How foolishly you talk, when you know we cannot walk. Said the table with a sigh, it would do no harm to try. I've as many legs as you, why can't we walk on 2? So they both went slowly down and walked about the town with a cheerful bumpy sound as they toddled round and round. And everybody cried as they hastened to their side, see the table and the chair have come out to take the air. But in going down an alley to a castle in the valley, they completely lost their way and wandered all the day, till to see them safely back they paid a ducky quack and a beetle and a mouse, who took them to their house. Then they whispered to each other, oh delightful little brother, what a lovely walk we've taken. Let us dine on beans and bacon. So the ducky and the leaky brownie mousey and the beetle dined and danced upon their heads, till they toddled to their beds. Said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hop over the hills and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to get out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we'd go to the deal and the jelly bowl over the land and over the sea. Please give me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatis, said the kangaroo. Said the duck as I sat on the rocks, I have thought that over completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my web of feet neatly. And to keep out the cold I bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I'm ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady, and quite at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo? Now here's a song that appeals to me. It's about a fish in the great North Sea. The Harrin, he is the fish for me. Of all the fish that's in the sea, the Harrin, he is the fish for me. Who are you the day, who are you the day, who are you the day, me hinny o? Now what will we do with the Harrin's heed? What will we do with the Harrin's heed? We'll make it into loaves of breed. Harrin's heed loves a breed and all sorts of things. Of all the fish that's in the sea, the Harrin, it is the fish for me. Who are you the day, who are you the day, who are you the day, me hinny o? Now what will we do with the Harrin's gills? What will we do with the Harrin's gills? We'll wrap them round with pies for frills. Harrin's gills, pies for frills, Harrin's heed loves a breed and all sorts of things. Of all the fish that's in the sea, the Harrin, it is the fish for me. Who are you the day, who are you the day, who are you the day, me darling? Now what will we do with the Harrin's fins? What will we do with the Harrin's fins? We'll make them into needles and pins. Harrin's fins, needles and pins, Harrin's gills, pies for frills, Harrin's heed loves a breed and all sorts of things. Of all the fish that's in the sea, the Harrin, it is the fish for me. Who are you the day, who are you the day, who are you the day, me hinny o? Now what will we do with the Harrin's tail? What will we do with the Harrin's tail? We'll make it into a barrel of ale. Harrin's tail, barrel of ale, Harrin's fins, needles and pins, Harrin's gills, pies and frills, Harrin's heed loves a breed and all sorts of things. Of all the fish that's in the sea, the Harrin, it is the fish for me. Who are you the day, who are you the day, who are you the day, me hinny o? Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men, and they beat their drums as they marched to the top, and they beat them down again. Oh, when they were up, they were up, and when they were down, they were down, and when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Oh, when they were up, they were up, they were up, and when they were down, they were down. But when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. When they got halfway, the Duke did say as he wore a puzzled frown, I don't know if I'm up or simply upside down. 10,000 voices answered him, we think you ought to know. There's a nice and high up here, but a safer down below. It's nice and high up here, all right, but a safer down below. Oh, the poor old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men, and he marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. were back where they had started, but the Duke was not downhearted, for he retreated according to plan, and he never lost a man. For when they were up, and when they were down, and when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Oh, when they were up, and when they were down, but when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. When they got halfway, the Duke did say, as he wore a puzzled frown, I don't know if I'm up, or simply upside down. 10,000 voices answered him, we think you ought to know. It's nice and high up here, but it's safer down below. It's nice and high up here, all right, but it's safer down below. Yes, it's safer down below.